The dusty platform of Willow Creek Station shimmered under the relentless afternoon sun, a forgotten speck in the vast Montana prairie where trains rarely linger. Eliza Thornton clutched her worn carpet bag, her heart pounding as she stepped off the locomotive, the hiss of steam echoing her uncertainty. She had traveled 1,000 miles from Boston, answering an advertisement for a mail-order bride, dreaming of a new life with a rancher named Harlan Brooks in Silver Ridge. But as the train chugged away, leaving her alone amid the sagebrush and silence, a sinking dread washed over her. This wasn't Silver Ridge. The faded sign confirmed it, Willow Creek, a town not even on her map. Panic clawed at her throat. She had gotten off at the wrong stop, misled by a conductor's hurried call. "We's no money for another ticket," and the next train days away, Eliza stood there, a stranger in a strange land, wondering if her bold leap into the unknown had been a terrible mistake. The town was little more than a cluster of weathered buildings, a saloon with swinging doors, a general store, and a handful of homesteads scattered like forgotten promises. Eliza's lace-trimmed dress, once elegant in the city, now felt out of place, gathering dust at her hems. She approached the station master, a grizzled man chewing tobacco, who shrugged indifferently. "Next train's Thursday, ma'am. Best find a room at the boarding house." But her pockets held only a few coins, enough for a meal, perhaps, but not shelter. As she wandered toward the store, hoping for charity or work, a small voice pierced the quiet. "Papa, look. It's her." A girl no older than 8, with braids like golden wheat and as white as the sky, tugged at a man's sleeve. The man, tall and broad-shouldered, with a face etched by hardship and a limp from some old injury, turned. His name was Samuel Hayes, a widower raising his daughter, Lily, on a modest farm after losing his wife to fever 2 years prior. They had come to town for supplies, but Lily's exclamation stopped them cold. Eliza froze as the child broke free and ran toward her, wrapping skinny arms around her waist. "You're the one. Papa," Bud finally answered us. The words hung in the air like a melody from a dream. Samuel approached cautiously, his hat in hand, confusion mirroring Eliza's. "I'm sorry, miss. My daughter, she's got notions. We've been praying for a miracle, you see. Ever since her mama passed." Lily beamed up at Eliza, her face alight with unshakable faith. "I prayed every night for a new mama. And here you are, just like in the stories." Eliza's cheeks flushed. She wasn't anyone's answer to prayer. She was a misplaced bride, bound for another man, another life. Yet, in that moment, the child's innocent grip tugged at something deep within her, a loneliness she had buried under layers of resolve. Back in Boston, she had been an orphan, scraping by as a seamstress, yearning for family. This wasn't her destination, but perhaps fate had derailed her for a reason. Samuel invited her to their farm for supper, insisting it was the Christian thing to do. "Can't leave a lady stranded in Willow Creek," he said, his voice gruff but kind. The ride in his buckboard wagon was bumpy, the prairie stretching endlessly, dotted with wildflowers that reminded Eliza of her late mother's garden. Lily chattered nonstop, sharing tales of her dollhouse and the calves born that spring. Samuel spoke little, but his eyes held a quiet sorrow. Over a simple meal of stew and cornbread, he opened up. His wife, Mary, had been his world, but grief had hollowed him out. "Lily needs a woman's touch," he admitted, staring into his coffee. "I've done my best, but a father's love ain't always enough." Eliza shared her story, the advertisement in the paper, the promise of stability with Harlan Brooks. "He's expecting me in Silver Ridge. He must get there." But as night fell, a storm brewed, thunder rumbling like distant cannon fire, stranding her further. In the guest room, listening to the rain lash the windows, Eliza pondered the twist of fate. What if this wrong turn was a divine reroute? The next morning brought clarity and chaos. Samuel offered to drive her to Silver Ridge, a full day's journey, but as they prepared, a telegram arrived at the general store. Harlan Brooks had married another, a local widow, impatient with Eliza's delay. The news hit like a slap, her carefully laid plans crumbled. Devastated, she sat on the porch, tears streaming. "Why me?" she whispered to the wind. Lily found her there, slipping a small hand into hers. "Maybe God sent you to us instead. Papa says miracles don't always look like we expect." The child's words sparked an unexpected turn, a profound realization that life's detours might lead to truer paths. Eliza had always chased security, but here, in this humble home, she glimpsed something deeper, the raw power of human connection, unscripted and real. Days blurred into a tentative rhythm. Eliza helped with chores, mending clothes and teaching Lily to bake apple pie, her city skills adapting to frontier life. Samuel watched, his guarded heart softening. He shared stories of his youth, homesteading with dreams of a big family, shattered by loss. One evening, as they watched the sunset paint the sky in hues of orange and pink, he confessed, "I advertised for a bride once, but couldn't go through with it. Felt like betraying Mary." Eliza nodded, understanding betrayal's sting. Yet, in their shared vulnerabilities, bonds formed. Lily's laughter filled the house, a balm for old wounds. But Dove lingered. Eliza wondered if she was imposing a temporary fix for their loneliness. The emotional climax came during a town fair, where families gathered under strung lanterns, music fiddling through the night. Lily entered a pie baking contest, her entry a joint effort with Eliza. As the judges announced the winner, Lily's pie. A cheer erupted. But joy turned to peril when a sudden fire sparked in the dry grass, flames leaping toward the tents. Chaos ensued, people scattered, but Lily froze, separated from Samuel. Without thinking, Eliza dashed into the smoke, her dress singed, scooping the girl into her arms. "I've got you," she cried, carrying her to safety as Samuel fought through the crowd. In that act of selfless compassion, risking her life for a child not her own, everything shifted. Samuel pulled them both close, his voice breaking. "You saved her. You saved us." Tears mingled as realizations dawned. Eliza wasn't just a stranger, she was family forged in fire. In the aftermath, under a starlit sky, Samuel knelt. "Eliza, I didn't plan this, but life's full of wrong stations that turn right. Will you stay? Be my wife, Lily's mother." Her heart swelled. This wasn't the scripted union she sought, but one born of genuine kindness and humanity's quiet strength. "Yes," she whispered, embracing them both. The wrong stop had led to the ride home. Years later, as Eliza watched Lily grow into a young woman, strong and kind, she reflected on that fateful day. Life's journeys often veer off course, but in those detours lie opportunities for profound generosity. The power of a child's faith, a stranger's welcome, and an open heart can transform despair into hope. In the vast American frontier, where dreams are as wide as the plains, remember, sometimes, God answers prayers not with what we ask for, but with what we truly need. And in that, we find our greatest inspiration, to love selflessly, to embrace the unexpected, and to build families not of blood, but of unbreakable bonds.